State of Maryland, versus Mark Stengel. Criminal case number 03-K-14-0997.
December the 19th, 2014. Dear Ms. Savage, I write you on behalf of my client, Mark Stengel. First, if I may address the issue of his criminal information, I do not believe, based on the discovery provided, that Mr. Stengel has committed any crime. While his actions may have been rude, I do not believe they rise to the level of a crime, and furthermore, it is my belief that his mailings are protected by the First Amendment. Although not on all fours, the case of Anthony Ellenis, currently before the Supreme Court of the United States, discusses the very issue at the heart of Mr. Stengel's emails. Interestingly, the Stengel emails are rather benign compared to those in the Ellenis case. Also, a review of discovery provided me shows no communication of any kind with Miss Siliski. Next, let me address the complainant, Miss Siliski. Frankly, it is most difficult to find a starting point, but I will begin with the comments of Judge Enza on September the 18th, 2013, during the course of one of the many hearings involving the Stengels. Judge Enza: yeah, because Mr. Udo, I already know that Mrs. Stengel hasn't always been honest. I know that she lied to the police officer because she had Mr. Stengel's phone when she said she didn't. So I know that, and it didn't escape my notice that there were several discrepancies in the financial statements.
Note: actual court transcript and audio.
Mr. Rudo, I already know that Ms. Stengel hasn't always been honest. I know that. I know she lied to the police officer because she had Mr. Stengel's phone when she said she didn't. So I know that. And I didn't escape my notice that there were several discrepancies in the financial statements. In fact, in that hearing we had, that lasted several days, it was like every day. I would get a before lunch and after lunch amendment.
So, in short, we have Miss Siliski lying to the court and to the police, not to mention that beyond her perjurious statements, she is also guilty of false swearing in the obtention of her orders for domestic violence, as well as in her financial affidavit filed with the Circuit Court for Baltimore County. In addition, there are numerous other incidences of Ms. Siliski's untruthfulness. In no particular order, I will list what I believe to be a sampling of the most egregious incidents involving Ms. Siliski. Although Ms. Siliski seems quite adept at lying and bringing false claims against Mr. Stengel, it is quite obvious that she is impervious to herself being charged for her numerous criminal acts. 1. False financial affidavit. Attached as Exhibit Number 1 is a Circuit Court financial statement pursuant to Maryland Rule 9-203A, under the heading Income Statement. Ms. Siliski states that she has a total monthly income of $0. The financial statement is sworn to under the penalties of perjury and signed by Ms. Siliski. Simply put, she lied, as acknowledged by Judge Enza.
December 22, 2010. Entry of appearance: Bradford G. Y. Carney and Royston, Mueller, McLean, and Reed, LLP. Financial statement of
Susan Siliski Stengel. Creation date: December 20, 2010. Date filed: December 22, 2010, at 3:39 p.m.
Income statement:
Gross monthly income: $0. 0 cents. Net income from wages: $0. 0 cents. Total monthly income: $0. 0 cents. Bank accounts: savings: $0. 0 cents. Personal property: $0. 0 cents. Total income: $0. 0 cents. I solemnly affirm under the penalties of perjury, that the contents of the foregoing financial statement, monthly expense list, and assets and liabilities statement, are true, to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. Signed date: December 15, 2010.
Miss Siliski continued in her false swearing as evidenced by her attorney's filing on March 21, 2011, of a motion for interim attorney's fees and suit money, Exhibit Number 2. Paragraph numbered 6 of that motion states that Miss Siliski is not immediately employable, has no income, and is financially dependent on her husband. Additionally, the same false financial statement, Exhibit 1, is attached to that motion.
Motion for interim attorney's fees and suit money. 6. Defendant has
not worked outside the marital home for a number of years, on anything other than a part-time basis, and is not immediately employable.
She currently has
No income and is financially dependent on plaintiff.
Her financial statement is attached hereto, and incorporated herein, as Exhibit 1. I hereby certify that on this 21st day of March, 2011, a copy of the foregoing motion for interim attorneys and suit money, was hand-delivered. Signed. Bradford G. Y. Carney. Royston Mueller, McLean, and Reed, LLP. Her financial statement is attached hereto, and incorporated herein, as Exhibit 1.
In fact, not only was Miss Sileski employed and making substantial income, she was, during the year 2010 and into the first part of 2011, receiving over $20,000 of unemployment compensation, which is reflected in her 2010 federal tax return, Exhibit Number 3.
The United States Individual Income Tax Return. 2010. Number 19. Unemployment compensation. $20,420.
Your occupation.
Self-employed.
The amount of unemployment is but a part of her 2010 gross income. She also owned and operated two businesses, A&M Marketing and Creative Memories, which grossed over $26,000 in 2010, as well as a rental property, 605 Dover Road, Anne Arundel County, Maryland, with a monthly income of $1,475, and finally, a side business, Oliver French Tour, from which she profited over $13,000. As you can see, and as will be discussed in item number 2, none of the income listed herein was reflected on her 2010 federal tax return, which she swore to under the penalties of perjury.
The United States Individual Income Tax Return. 2010. Number 6C. Dependents. Both children. Alexander and Maya Stengel. Number 7. Wages, salaries, tips, etc. $2,689. Number 22. This is your total income. $25,350.
2. Filing false tax return. Ms. Sileski's federal filing for the year 2010, Exhibit Number 3, does not include her earned income, which is calculated from several sources, to include the following: A&M Marketing, $26,006.57. Creative Memories, $3,071.64. Oliver, $13,849.20. Bank deposits, $63,389.54. Bank deposits 2011, $58,183.76. January to May. The above numbers, which can be proved from Ms. Stengel's own records, demonstrate, to a mathematical certainty, that she violated both State Maryland Code, Tax Section 13-1101 et sec. And Federal Laws 26 U.S.C.S. 7204, et sec. 3. Unemployment insurance fraud. During 2010, Ms. Sileski received in excess of $20,000 unemployment compensation while gainfully employed. The combination of the unemployment fraud and false 2010 income tax return establishes both state and federal crimes committed by Ms. Sileski regarding the acceptance of unemployment compensation payment while gainfully employed. See Maryland Code, Labor and Employment, Section 9-1106. 4. Cell phone theft. On or about November 27, 2010, Ms. Sileski stole Mr. Stengel's cell phone. She gave it to her then lawyer, Ms. Rosenberg, reference number 1, for the purpose of reviewing Mr. Stengel's private information. When Mr. Stengel determined that Ms. Sileski had stolen his phone, he confronted Ms. Sileski, who denied taking it. Thereafter, Mr. Stengel contacted the Baltimore County Police to report the theft of his property. On November the 27th, 2010, at approximately 6:25 p.m. Officer Bell contacted Miss Siliski by phone, only to find that Miss Siliski categorically denied taking her husband's cell phone. Attached is a transcript of Ms. Siliski's conversation with Officer Bell, Exhibit number 4. Refer to Exhibit number 5, Audio/Visual Disc, Letter A.
So you have to tell me that first. Yes.
What the heck is that? Yes.
Well, I'm actually in the office, so I don't have a thing.
You don't have a thing?
Well, I don't have a handheld.
Well, I'm going to go over to John Seville's for a little while. They're having pizza and a couple people over, so I'm just going to go chill rather than sit under the microscope and scrutiny of you.
All right, where's my phone?
It's in the kitchen. All I did was pick it up to answer it, Mark. It's in the kitchen or in the laundry room. I didn't walk far with it, for God's sake.
No?
Where's my phone?
All right, well, you have to come home.
I don't have to do anything I don't want to. I'm going to go to John's for a little while. I'll be home later. What's the big deal?
Can you go check the kitchen?
What do I have to come home for? Are you the dictator now?
No.
The guy who videotapes me, records me, films me, is trying to make me out to be a crazy woman, and now I have to come home because why?
Miss Stengel? Miss Stengel? This is Officer Bell.
I can't even hear you, but I'm going to John's right now.
Hold on, listen.
Ma'am? This is Officer Bell with Baltimore County Police Department.
Yeah?
Your husband actually went to the kitchen and tried to find the phone, and he's saying it's not there. Where exactly in the kitchen did you put the phone?
I don't remember, ma'am. I was on the phone with my friend, and when his phone rang, and I went to pick it up, and I went to open it, and he changed his password, so I couldn't do it, so I must have put it down. His phone hasn't been stolen, if that's what he thinks. Is that what he's thinking?
Yes, ma'am. So we need to know where the phone is.
Okay, ma'am. I don't know where the phone is at this very moment, but I'm not a thief, and I didn't take his phone. So when I get home, I will hand him his phone. I'm sure I will find it. Okay, he lost his phone the other day, and his son found it. His camera's all over the house. Maybe his camera can locate it for him. I don't know. But I don't have it.
You don't have it.
Excuse me?
You sure you don't have it?
I'm absolutely positive.
Okay.
Okay? I'm positive I don't have it. I mean, I'm not sure why my husband is now calling the police every time something happens in our house.
Because apparently you guys were involved in a domestic dispute, and he called the police to try to settle it. And you decided to leave the home.
When were we in a domestic dispute?
Reference 1. To date, Mr. Stengel's cell phone has not been returned. A call placed to Miss Siliski's current lawyer, Mr. Brad Carney, Esquire, resulted in Miss Siliski saying she had no idea where the cell phone is presently. Thereafter, on November the 29th, 2012, before the Honorable Judith Cienza, Miss Siliski admits that she lied to Officer Bell and in fact did remove the cell phone from the residence. It seems fairly clear that Miss Siliski will lie whenever necessary to suit her needs. 5. Scott Stengel's tape recorder. Exhibit number 6. A Baltimore County Police report. Attached as Exhibit number 6 is the report of Officer R.D. Miller, Baltimore County Police Department. Nothing could be more disgusting than a mother using her child to commit a crime, to advance the mother's self-interests, and at the same time, causing a permanent emotional trauma aimed at her own daughter. Not only is Maya, the daughter, emotionally scarred by her mother's actions, but Maya is called upon and caused to act out of fear of her own mother's threatened retaliation if she did not comply. Of course, the collateral damage of the mother's action is quite obvious, causing her daughter to choose one parent over the other. It is quite clear that the report of Maya to the police is truthful, and that Miss Stengel's explanation is a total fabrication. Again, we have evidence that Miss Siliski will lie at will, provided it advances her needs, even at the expense of her own daughter. The reason for Miss Stengel's actions are quite obvious. The recorder contained daily journal entries made by Alex that were most harmful to his mother. She needed to be sure that they never surfaced. She succeeded, and the recorder was never returned. It remains with one of her previous family law attorneys, but she still refuses to return it.
October 5, 2011. Time, 1810. Police report number, 11-278-1424. Officer R.D. Miller, number 5198. On the above date and time, I was dispatched to the above location, in reference to a theft. Upon arrival I was met by victim Stengel, who advised that he was told by his daughter, interviewee Maya Stengel, that
her mother, interviewee Susan Stengel, told her to steal her father's voice recorder.
Victim Stengel advised that he discovered it missing several days ago, and when he originally confronted interviewee Maya Stengel about it,
she lied, stating that she did not want him to be mad at her.
Victim Stengel asked interviewee Maya Stengel why she took the item, at which time he stated that she began crying, and stated to him that
she sees what happens to her brother Alex Stengel when he doesn't listen to interviewee Susan Stengel, and she does not want the same thing to happen to her.
Interviewee Maya Stengel was at the location at the time of reporting. I asked interviewee Maya Stengel in the presence of victim Stengel what happened with the voice recorder. She stated
that she was told to take it from the location by her mother.
She stated that
it is normally left on the kitchen counter, which is where she retrieved it from.
She stated that interviewee Susan Stengel
listened to the recordings, then forwarded the recorder to her lawyer.
This officer did not ask about any possible abuse or any other possible incidents that were mentioned by victim Stengel. I also spoke with interviewee Susan Stengel via telephone. Interviewee Susan Stengel advised that she
is in possession of the recorder.
She stated that
the daughter Maya Stengel took the recorder on her own and hid it in the home.
Interviewee Susan Stengel advised that
when she found it, she questioned Maya Stengel, who refused to comment.
She stated that
Maya Stengel told her that she took the item from her father because she did not like her father using it against interviewee Susan Stengel.
At that time she stated that
she listened to the device, then forwarded it to her lawyer.
Lieutenant Pasco, direct on current incident as well as past incidents.
6. Child abuse. Attached as collective exhibit number 7, is a letter with attachments that I have sent to Detective C.J. Rort of the Baltimore County Child Abuse Unit.
Today is August 18th. It's on Thursday. It is 12:40 exactly. And 2 days ago, something strange went on. Mom said I was starting to turn into like a loser with like Andrew Grover. She's gotten all mad since I know what happens with her. And so then she said I was overweight. And then she said when we were at the grocery store, I said I had a tiny brain. And Mom says anyone that says someone else has a tiny brain has a tiny brain. It was really weird. And I thought there's a show called Take the Money and Run, and one of the moms called their daughter, and she said she was a sneaky bitch, which Mom said was not nice, and she's telling me that wasn't nice yet. She's not saying nice things about me. So that's pretty much it. Today is August 25th, I believe, or 26th. It is 10:06, and the last 2 days on Monday and Tuesday were weird. On Monday, was crazy. Tuesday especially was crazy. I got punished because I was talking to Dad, and she was just listening to the entire thing, and I didn't want her to. And so she punished her, made me sit in front of the TV without watching the TV or doing anything, just sitting or laying there. I could choose. So she was laying for 45 minutes. Then she said for me to go to my bed, and I was in my bed for 15 more minutes, so that's an hour. And then she yanked my ear really hard, and said, "Why'd you unplug the wires?" Which I didn't. And she pulled me over to the TV where the wires were next to it, where she probably pulled them. And then she hit me for doing it hard. And then that took 15 minutes. That's an hour and 15 minutes in total punishment. And she sent me to my room for 35 minutes. 30 minutes, 35, and then she stripped all my sheets and made me do it again, and made me make my bed again when I made it earlier in the morning. And she stripped everything and didn't even put new sheets on. She just pulled everything off. and made me make my bed, and that took 15 minutes. So it was 2 hours of punishment. 2 hours of stupid punishment of my entire life. It was just stupid. So, it was crazy. It's August 26th at 9 a.m. and if anyone hears this, I just want to stay with my dad. By that I mean like full custody with my dad. Because I know he has proof, and my mom doesn't like it. Because what it doesn't make sense is, why would someone that could be lying want to show someone the videotapes of him lying when someone else says they're not lying, when he says he's not lying, and he wants to show the videotapes that he isn't, when the other person says he's not lying, they don't want to see the videotapes, they don't want anyone to see them, and the one that doesn't want to see them is mom, and the other one that wants to show them is dad. So I really don't get it. What? I don't know if it's my mom's fault or Nana's fault. I think it's mostly mom's fault, because it's just saying, who would you rather live with, a monster or the creator of the monster? The creator of the monster. In that case, it would be Nana. Because would you rather live with the creator of Frankenstein or Frankenstein? That's pretty much it.
Note, voice is not Alex's actual voice. However, the letter dated September the 29th, 2011, is Alex's actual letter. Alex asked his father to send his letter to his mother, Mr. Berg, Dr. Killy, and Dr. Eisenberg, which was done.
Dear Mom, right now I cannot tell you this face to face. I know who you really are. You may not like it. Punish me all you want. It is just going to make it worse. I know that bruise was fake. And you lied to a cop, a judge, and everyone else. You stole money from Dad, Scott, and me. One problem, you only fooled one Stingle. If you think this is Dad talking, it's not. I can prove it. Next time I am with you, ask me any time during the night and I will tell you. I want to tell the judge about you. Ask me how I know. Also ask yourself, why did I do this? You can't fix your mistake now. I don't want to live with you anymore. I told Berg, Killeen, and Eisenberg all about you. I want to live in my home and not your home. I am sorry I have been lying to you all this time and not to Dad. Your son, Alex.
October 4, 2011. Police report number 11-277-1698. Date occurred Monday, October 3, 2011, and Tuesday, October 4, 2011. Times, 19:30 hours, and 20:30 hours. Time reported Tuesday, October 4, 2011, at 20:55 hours. Victim, Alex Stengel. Victim school. Boys Latin, 822 Westlake Avenue. 21210. Continuation. 11-2. West Towson Elementary. 6914 North Charles Street. Towson, Maryland, 21204. On the above date, and I was dispatched to the above location in reference to a custody dispute. Upon arrival, I was met by interviewee Mark Stengel, who advised his ex-wife interviewee Susan Stengel, was refusing to allow the children victims, Alex Stengel and Maya Stengel, to contact him, based on their divorce agreement. He advised that the agreement states that he is allowed contact via telephone with the children daily, between the hours of 19:30 and 20:30. He stated that the past 2 days she refused him contact. He also mentioned possible child abuse to Alex Stengel reported to school administration. Unknown the results or the facts of that case. Unit 611 responded to 32 Overridge Court number 3032, and verified the well-being of both victims. He also advised, that interviewee Stengel advised, that when interviewee Mark Stengel called, she was vacuuming and did not hear the phone ring. Unit 611 advised that the children were alive and well, and both bathing for bed. Interviewee Susan Stengel advised, interviewee Mark Stengel can contact the kids, when they finished showering. CC number 11-277-1695. Interviewee Mark Stengel was advised of the findings, and advised that he would make an additional attempt to contact the children. Copy forwarded to DVC. Nothing further. October 5, 2011. Time, 1810. Police report number, 11-278-1424. Officer R.D. Miller, number 5198. On the above date and time, I was dispatched to the above location, in reference to a theft. Upon arrival I was met by victim Stengel, who advised that he was told by his daughter, interviewee Maya Stengel, that
her mother, interviewee Susan Stengel, told her to steal her father's voice recorder.
Victim Stengel advised that he discovered it missing several days ago, and when he originally confronted interviewee Maya Stengel about it,
she lied, stating that she did not want him to be mad at her.
Victim Stengel asked interviewee Maya Stengel why she took the item, at which time he stated that she began crying, and stated to him that
she sees what happens to her brother Alex Stengel when he doesn't listen to interviewee Susan Stengel, and she does not want the same thing to happen to her.
Interviewee Maya Stengel was at the location at the time of reporting. I asked interviewee Maya Stengel in the presence of victim Stengel what happened with the voice recorder. She stated
that she was told to take it from the location by her mother.
She stated that
it is normally left on the kitchen counter, which is where she retrieved it from.
She stated that interviewee Susan Stengel
listened to the recordings, then forwarded the recorder to her lawyer.
This officer did not ask about any possible abuse or any other possible incidents that were mentioned by victim Stengel. I also spoke with interviewee Susan Stengel via telephone. Interviewee Susan Stengel advised that she
is in possession of the recorder.
She stated that
the daughter Maya Stengel took the recorder on her own and hid it in the home.
Interviewee Susan Stengel advised that
when she found it, she questioned Maya Stengel, who refused to comment.
She stated that
Maya Stengel told her that she took the item from her father because she did not like her father using it against interviewee Susan Stengel.
At that time she stated that
she listened to the device, then forwarded it to her lawyer.
Lieutenant Pasco, direct on current incident as well as past incidents. Supervised Visitation Report. February 23, 2013, at 4:45 p.m. Alex asked if he could say something to me. I said, sure. He said, I don't think my mother likes me at all. He said she hits me when I do something wrong. On the back of the head, in the chest, and in the stomach, and it hurts. I said that if I report this, worse things may happen. He said, I don't care, report it. I asked him if his father ever hit him. He said no. David L. Levy.
If indeed the allegations are truthful, crimes have been committed and should be fully investigated. My concern regarding these children is that, while they must be interviewed, as should Dr. Levy, the interview of the children should be without the knowledge of, and outside of the presence of their mother. A fair reading of Alex's handwritten letter shows his concern, and the same is evident as to Maya, from Officer Miller's police report. Additionally, Miss Silisky Stengel is a confirmed, admitted liar and perjurer to the police, the court, her children, and even the government in her filing of fraudulent tax returns. She might do whatever is necessary to manipulate her children. 7. Sham phone call. On November the 22nd, 2010, at 7:06 p.m., Miss Silisky seemed to place a call and have conversation with Mr. Stengel's then ex-wife, Jody Rubin. The conversation lasted 2 minutes and 10 seconds, as evidenced by the cell phone records of Ms. Rubin, Exhibit number 8. A transcript of what turned out to be a one-sided conversation, and orchestrated by Miss Silisky, is attached, Exhibit number 8A. See Exhibit number 5, letter B, C, D, audio/video of Miss Silisky's one-sided conversation of November the 22nd, 2010. The voicemail message left on Jody Rubin's home phone on November the 22nd, 2010, and voicemail message left by Miss Silisky on Jody Rubin's home phone on November the 5th, 2011.
This argument. You have to solve this argument. Because Scott and Mark are saying they both had the same conversation with you, and you said that it was absolutely okay for Scott to come here for Thanksgiving, but you want him to have breakfast with you.
Exactly what you said.
Okay. And what did you say to me today about him being your only child and your parents being in Aruba?
Our parents are always in Aruba this time of year.
Yes, okay. And what did you say? What time is he supposed to be coming for Thanksgiving? Yeah, 3 o'clock. Leave me out, she says. 3 o'clock, he was supposed to be at her house. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go by.
No.
That's unbelievable. Why do you do this? Why do you do this?
Why do I do what? I didn't do anything.
Why do you?
She just said to you that. What did she just say to you?
Why do you do this?
What did she just say to you?
It's bizarre to me. I mean, I don't understand why you create these scenarios.
I didn't create anything. Do you understand that you do this? I don't.
I didn't create anything.
This started by my
you
son.
You started it by getting an email at 2:30 in the morning and making a fait accompli. Without having a conversation with your wife. You said, this is what we're doing. Very draconian.
Honestly, would it have mattered?
Would it have mattered? Who would have known? Because you didn't do anything differently.
Would it have mattered?
Would it have mattered? Who would have known, Mark? Because you wouldn't do anything differently. Okay?
52, 53, 54.
I have a hole in my back.
58.
Okay.
10 minutes, show me 10 points.
This is the deal. Mark, Alex, Maya, you guys have Thanksgiving with Daddy. We are separating this year. I am going to New Jersey with my family. This will be the beginning. You guys will do Thanksgiving together, okay? I don't know what to tell you, Mark, but you're not having a conversation with me. You're having it with children. Scott, Alex, and Maya is who you've had a conversation with,
saying that.
not me.
I can't believe you said what you said.
I can't believe what? You have yet to have a conversation with me. Not even one time had a conversation with me. You've had one with Jody. You've had one with Scott. You've had one with Alex. You have never...
First, saved message, November 22nd, 7:03 p.m.
Okay for Scott to come here for Thanksgiving, but you want him to have breakfast with you. Okay, and what did you say to me today about him being your only child and your parents being in Aruba?
Parents are always in Aruba this time.
Yes, okay. And what did you say? What time is he supposed to be coming for Thanksgiving? Yes, 3 o'clock. Leave me out, she says. 3 o'clock, he was supposed to be at her house. Yes. Okay, goodbye.
To repeat.
First saved message. Jody, this is Susie, and I'm in the car with Alex and Maya, and you can keep this message and give it to your first husband. They're telling me that you and I never spoke on Thanksgiving Day 2010, and you and I never discussed that you did have every intention of having Scott Stengel, your son, have Thanksgiving with you. And they're saying that their father said I lied about our conversation, and that you said to me, leave me at. And they're saying that I lied that I ever had a conversation with you because you have on your answering machine a message that you said that was a virtual conversation. So, if you're really true and you care about my kids, you will call back and you will explain to them that in fact you and I had several conversations about Thanksgiving in 2010 so that we can put this to bed, since my children have been taught by their father that I lied to them. Thank you. 410-402-3860. End of message. To delete this message, press 7. To save it in the archives, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. To replay this message, press 4. To get envelope information about this message, press 5. To send a copy to someone. Sent Saturday, November 5th at 10:53 a.m. Saved message from 410-402-3860. 1 minute, 14 seconds. To delete this message, press 7. To save it in the archives, press 9.
The conversation in question was related to plans for the impending Thanksgiving holiday. Of course, such a conversation never occurred, but was designed by Miss Siliski to trick her children, who were present in the very room where the phone call originated, and enlist them as her allies. It seems clear that if Miss Siliski is capable of carrying on such a fabricated conversation to deceive her own children, in all likelihood, she will lie at will to meet her needs, regardless of the consequences. The actual voicemail message can be provided upon request. 8. Hacking into Mr. Stengel's computer. On November 30th, 2010, soon after Mr. Stengel was ordered to vacate the family home as a result of a protective order that was dismissed at trial, Miss Siliski brought a computer hacker to the Stengel home to make illegal, unauthorized entry into Mr. Stengel's computer. This was captured on surveillance audio/video of Mr. Stengel's office and is available upon request. The unidentified hacker is heard to say to Miss Silisky as follows. Now you're not in trouble for getting into his account, are you? 'Cause I had to crack his password for you to do this.
Now you're not in trouble for getting into his account, are you? Because I had to crack his password for you to do this.
The act of hacking into Mr. Stengel's computer not only allowed Miss Silisky to review its contents, but also allowed her to continue to access and monitor Mr. Stengel's computer to include his emails. The viewing by Miss Silisky of Mr. Stengel's emails is reflected in the attached billings of her attorney, Exhibits number 9 and 10. Exhibit number 9, line number 2, dated July the 5th, 2011, reads, read email from Susie and Mark's latest BGE bill.
July 5th, 2011. BGC. Read email from Susie and Mark's latest BG&E bill.
By this date, Miss Stengel was absent from the home nearly 7 months. There will be no way, other than to intercept Mr. Stengel's emails, that she could be privy to such a billing that always remained solely in Mr. Stengel's name. Exhibit number 10 at the bottom of page 2 reflects a similar entry.
Page number 2. January 25th, 2012. BGC. Read email from Susie and Mark's BG&E bill, due December 22nd, 2011. $429.32.
9. The will of Gordon Silisky. Gordon Silisky, the father of Susie Silisky, died in early 2008. Miss Silisky, who was named personal representative of her father's will, opened an estate in Anne Arundel County, Maryland, with the Registry of Wills on February the 5th, 2008. The docket entries of the estate are attached. Exhibit number 11.
Anne Arundel County Register of Wills. Estate of Gordon Meyer Silisky. Estate number 66166. Date of death: January 23, 2008. Date of filing: February 19, 2008. Will status: probated. Date closed: November 18, 2010. Personal representatives: Susan Silisky Stengel.
February 5, 2008. 1. Reference number 1424. Copy of purported last will and testament. Dated April 17, 2007. Unprobated. February 11, 2008. 6. Reference number 1424. Purported last will and testament. Dated April 17, 2007. Original.
Definition of probate. 1a. The action or process of proving, before a competent judicial authority, that a document offered for official recognition and registration as the last will and testament of a deceased person is genuine. b. The judicial determination of the validity of a will.
There are several things worthy of note that occurred during the probate process. First, a copy of the purported will was filed on February the 5th, 2008. It is witnessed by only one person, Joe D. Marlowe. Thereafter, on February the 11th, 2008, the alleged original will, containing the signatures of Ms. Marlowe and Mr. Stengel, is filed. Exhibit number 12 and 13.
Noted as
February 5, 2008. 1. Reference number 1424. Copy of purported last will and testament. Dated April 17, 2007. Unprobated.
Copy has one witness. Noted as
February 11, 2008. 6. Reference number 1424. Purported last will and testament. Dated April 17, 2007. Original.
Original has two witnesses.
It is Mr. Stengel's contention that Ms. Marlowe was never in Mr. Gordon Silisky's presence at any time on April the 17th, 2007, the date of the execution of the will. Furthermore, It is believed that Ms. Marlowe never met Mr. Gordon Sileski, nor did she sign the original will prior to Mr. Sileski's death. Mr. Stengel contends that he was asked by his wife to sign what is purported to be the original will at home, out of the presence of Gordon Sileski and Jody Marlowe. It was necessary for Miss Sileski to file the original because the copy was invalid, without two witnesses. Continuing, when Mr. Stengel signed, there was no other signature of a witness on the will. Mr. Gordon Sileski's residence, 605 Dover Road, was listed as an inventory asset. However, 603 Dover Road, an unimproved lot, was never listed. Both properties were transferred to Susie Sileski, with the assistance of Jody Marlowe, an agent, for genuine title, an agency currently under criminal investigation, approximately a year prior to the closure of the estate, and prior to her brother's death. Exhibits number 14 and 15. Again, another violation of the criminal law.
Owner name: Susan S. Stengel. Mailing address: 605 Dover Road LLC, premises address: 605 Dover Road. Transfer information: seller: Gordon M. Sileski. Date: June 30th, 2009. Price: $0, 0 cents. Owner name: Susan S. Stengel. Mailing address: 603 Dover Road LLC, premises address: 603 Dover Road. Transfer information: seller: Gordon M. Sileski. Date: December 1st, 2009. Price: $0, 0 cents.
Reference number 2. The brother, Robert Gordon Sileski's objection to the will was filed November 13, 2009.
Anne Arundel County Registry of Wills. November 13, 2009. Number 21. Reference 1244. Letter from Robert G. Sileski. Son. Never notified as an heir. A.L.
10. Altered evidence. On November 16, 2011, at 9:25 a.m., Miss Sileski filed for a temporary protective order against Mark Stengel. Temporary order attached exhibit number 16. At page 3 of the application, Miss Sileski references two emails which she claims she has attached to the application.
Temporary protective order. November 16, 2011, at 9:25 a.m. Petitioner's signature.
November 15, 2011.
On November 23, 2011, the final hearing was held before Judge Ryan. Miss Sileski introduced two emails that were purported to be sent to her by Mr. Stengel prior to her obtaining the temporary order. The upper right corner of the temporary order indicates it was granted on November 16, 2011, at 9:25 a.m. The email submitted to Judge Ryan is dated, but bears no time. Exhibit number 17.
From Mark Stengel. Date: Wednesday, November 16, 2011. Time: whited out. Subject: Are you done yet? 2. Susie Sileski. Hello, how much more punishment do you plan on putting Alex and Maya through?
The actual original email sent to Susie Sileski by Mark Stengel is dated and timed at 2:48 p.m. Simply put, Miss Sileski could not have received this email prior to obtaining the temporary order. She deleted the time to fit her own needs. See exhibit number 18.
Are you done yet? From Mark Stengel. 2. Susie Sileski. Sent Wednesday, November 16, 2011, at 2:48 p.m. Hello, how much more punishment do you plan on putting Alex and Maya through?
11. illegal attempt to transfer property in Mark Stengel's name into joint names without Mr. Stengel's knowledge or consent. Mark Stengel is the listed owner of 4741 Old York Road, as evidenced by the records of the Department of Assessments and Taxation, since 2004. Exhibit number 19.
Owner name: Mark L. Stengel. Premises address: 4741 Old York Road, Baltimore, 21212.
The exhibits attached clearly show conspiracy between Jody Mallow, then employed by Genuine Title, and Susie Siliski to accomplish this transfer without Mr. Stengel's knowledge or consent. These exhibits, numbered 20 through 23, are emails, one from Ms. Marlow's company scanner at 1:56 a.m. to Susie Siliski.
From scanner@genuinetitleinc.com. Sent Tuesday, August 31st, 2010, 1:56 a.m. to Jody Marlow.
File 2010-0831-01555158 PDF. On September 2, 2010, at 10:18 a.m., Jody Marlow wrote. Note: please include any pre-HUD when requesting title along with fully executed sales contract. From Susie Stengel. Sent Thursday, September 2, 2010, at 10:26 a.m. to Jody Marlow. Subject: regarding deed for York Road. Sorry it took so long. Oops. It has to be. Mark L. Stengel creates new deed under the new name of MS Global LLC. Susie Siliski Stengel, President. A&M Marketing Services. Post Office Box 223, Glendon, Maryland 21071. On September 2, 2010, at 10:26 a.m., Jody Marlow wrote. Then, you may have to pay transfer taxes. I will have to check with the city. I will let you know. From Susie Stengel. Subject: regarding deed for York Road. Sorry it took so long. Sent September 2, 2010, at 10:27 a.m. to Jody Marlow. Okay. Thanks. Susie Siliski Stengel, President. A&M Marketing Services. Post Office Box 223, Glendon, Maryland 21071.
Additionally, exhibit number 24 is a proposed deed prepared by Ms. Marlow.
Genuine Title Corporation.
The purpose of this deed is to add wife to title. This deed of assignment made this day of 2010 by and between Mark L. Stengel, grantor, and Mark L. Stengel and Susan Siliski Stengel, grantee. That in consideration of the sum of $0. Exhibit A. 4741 Old York Road, Baltimore, Maryland 21212. Witness the hand and seal of the said grantor. Witness: Mark L. Stengel. On this day of 2010, before me, a notary public, in the jurisdiction aforesaid, the undersigned officer, personally appeared Mark L. Stengel. Genuine Title Corporation.
2010 Maryland, Form
1. Transferor information. Name of transferor: Mark L. Stengel. 3A. Individual transferors: Mark L. Stengel.
And finally, exhibit number 25 is the formation of an LLC, which Mr. Stengel had no knowledge of. It does not bear his signature, and even misspells his given name.
Entity name:
MS Global, RE, LLC.
Type of request:
Articles of Incorporation.
The purpose for which the limited liability corporation is filed is as follows.
Real estate.
The address of the limited liability company in Maryland is
Post Office Box 223, Glendon, Maryland 21071.
Resident Agent:
Mark Stengel.
12. Garrison Forest School. An issue raised by Miss Siliski during the course of a rather endless divorce proceeding was that it was Mark Stengel's behavior that caused Garrison Forest School to distance itself from Maya. The attached inter-office email, exhibit number 26, describes Miss Siliski's conduct and efforts to derail her own daughter's academic progress.
Garrison Forest School internal memo, dated March 10, 2009, at 5:01 p.m. From Gail Hutton, teacher. To Zibby Andrews, head of lower school. To Jeannie Wareham. Zibby. I had a long chat with Maya this morning. Before we even began, she asked me if I had gotten her mom's email. Why would Susie tell her that she was writing the email? I don't know. Anyway, Maya told me she loves language arts, and she loves reading the baby mouse books, which she does incessantly. She is doing much better, as I told the parents at their 2-hour conference last Wednesday. Maya is most upset about lunch, but I talked to girls at the table, and they were a little confused, but they felt sad for Maya. I don't think it is intentional. I explained how hurtful that can be to feel left out, and they were great, and they all now want to sit with her. The bigger issue is Susie. She baits Maya, she eggs it all on. Maya had a lunch issue and it ballooned out of proportion. Maya enjoys both my class and Lisa's. I talked to Lisa and she said Maya is really coming along in math. She is having successes but I think Mom doesn't like her being in the low groups, and is making a huge deal in front of Maya, and is making her feel inadequate. Let me know if there is anything more you want me to do. I did not respond to Susie. I will leave that to Shodra. I do feel that if Susie wants to discuss academics with Shodra, I should be there. Shodra has no idea where Maya is academically. Gail. The bigger issue is Susie. She baits Maya, she eggs it all on.
13. Building permit, and the Zolotoro letter. On 2 separate occasions, Miss Siliski enlisted her friends to either cause aggravation to Mr. Stengel, or to aid her in her divorce case. A. James Parks. Mr. Parks is a friend and business associate, Mount Vernon Realty, of Miss Siliski. Even though Mr. Parks lives nowhere near the Stengel home located at 3743 Birch Lane, he filed the attached complaint with Baltimore County, alleging that no permit was ever obtained for the construction of a roof deck at the Birch Lane address. Exhibit number 27.
February 17, 2011. Building inspection complaint. Complainant: James Parks.
B. On September the 16th, 2010, Miss Siliski purposefully slammed the kitchen cabinet door into Mr. Stengel's head, causing visible injury. This was in the presence of her children. When confronted with that very incident while testifying in court before Judge Martin, Miss Siliski stated it was all an accident, and that Mr. Stengel simply embellished the entire incident. See Exhibit number 5E, video/audio disc.
Get the hell away from me! I'm sorry. There's something wrong with you.
Yes, I'm trying to calm here.
Smash the thing in my head. What the hell?
Stop laughing.
There's something wrong with you.
Yes, it's called I can't.
No.
In preparation for trial, Miss Siliski went so far as to enlist her friend and neighbor to write a letter, Exhibit number 28, from which he later withdrew, stating that the incident was staged.
From Mr. Zolotoro. 2. Bradford G. Carney. Wednesday, January 26, 2011. Brad, I have known Susie since 1994. We worked together at the Associated. My wife and I were at her wedding. We were quite disturbed a few weeks ago when we received an email from Mark Stengel. It had a video of Susie and Mark in their kitchen. The video looked staged with the cabinet hitting Mark.
Again, a fair assessment of this video belies that assessment. 14. Farmers and Merchants Bank termination. Ms. Siliski was employed by Farmers and Merchants Bank until early 2010. At a court proceeding on November 30, 2012, before Judge Enza, Ms. Siliski testified regarding her job termination, as follows. See Exhibit number 29, transcript.
Let me tell you, my feeling on it was that I was overqualified for the job.
Attached as Exhibit number 30 is the Farmers and Merchants Bank termination letter regarding Ms. Siliski. Exhibit number 30.
Farmers and Merchants Bank, termination. 2. Jim Bosley, President, Personnel File. From, Chris Oswald, Senior Vice President, and Chief Operations Officer, Marketing Director. Date, January 27, 2010. Regarding termination of employment, Susie Stengel, Part-time Marketing Specialist, meeting. On Wednesday, January 27, 2010, at 8:40 a.m., Chris Oswald met with Susie Stengel to discuss the bank's decision to terminate employment, In explanation of the identified concerns, and reoccurrence of performance issues for this employee, Jim Bosley, president, was witness to the meeting and discussion. Mr. Oswald began the discussion by explaining to Mrs. Stengel, that after extensive year-end work, he met with Mr. Bosley, early last week to discuss Mrs. Stengel's annual performance appraisal. He continued by stating that although she received a cost of living increase to her pay in 2010, as an hourly employee, there was no merit increase for her performance because, the overall rating was almost meets expectation, the fourth lowest evaluation rating. He identified there were some positives in her 2009 review, including work on the commercial banking brochure development, budget preparations, web redesign project, and execution of press releases for the bank. He continued by stating, there were 3 areas identified as a negative rating of almost meets expectations, for the areas of initiative, problem solving / decision making, relative to her decision to produce and air a reverse mortgage cable television commercial without any authorization or knowledge of it by Mr. Oswald and Mr. Bosley, and in the human relations area, for her indiscretion of placing her hand in her supervisor's face, on December 11, 2008, and then, apologizing for the gesture as a slip in professionalism in a subsequent email on the same day. Mr. Oswald continued by communicating, in addition to the negative performance rating, there were additional concerns in the occurrence of 20 email notifications in 2009, 4 leave requests and non-report requests for scheduled office days in her monthly schedule. In 2010, through 16 business days, there have already been 5 leave requests and non-report requests for scheduled office days by the employee. In addition, these leave requests have impacted the performance and necessary attention to detail in her position. Identified examples were, the routine completion of weekly web updates that were consistency missed, or unaccounted for since its inception in October 2009, attention to detail errors in Mrs. Stengel's submitted 2010 budget draft, and the recent second edition of the bank's newsletter, that Mrs. Stengel desired to post to the website as completed, only to reflect numerous spelling and information accuracy errors when proofed by Mr. Oswald and Mr. Bosley. Mr. Oswald continued by stating, in review of her past performance appraisals, identified issues that have not been corrected in performance during her employment tenure, but were still occurring included, excessive issues regarding inability to report with varying excuses, crossover of personal matter being resolved during scheduled office days, and lack of focus to accomplish tasks in an accurate and timely manner. Based on the expectations and compensation for this bank marketing position, and the raised concerns identified, Mr. Oswald indicated the bank does not feel that the employee's performance and commitment to correct these concerns when raised in the past, were a match at this time, and the bank has made a decision to part ways with the employee and pursue another direction for the position. He communicated that he would need for Mrs. Stengel to provide her exterior door bank key, and that he would provide a box to gather her personal belongings in the office. Mrs. Stengel responded, "No problem, thank you," and indicated she desired the box for her belongings. Mr. Bosley communicated that although there were some positive contributions over time, it was not a match in the bank's expectations to work in unison with the marketing director, and he wished her well in her future pursuits. Mrs. Stengel stated, "No problem," and thanked Mr. Bosley and wished him luck as well. Mrs. Stengel gathered her personal items, and Mr. Oswald carried the box to her vehicle, where she communicated to "Take care, and best of luck to you," and he exchanged the same to her. Mrs. Stengel proceeded to the bank's Riceturstown branch, where she closed all of her personal and family bank accounts held at Farmers and Merchants Bank. Mr. Oswald reviewed the user account network files, and email account for Mrs. Stengel, in review of the associated marketing files and email correspondence for the former employee. All of the associated marketing files were verified and stored on the Upper Co-01 server. In review of the email correspondence for the past 6-month period, there were 6 identified emails indicating personal matters being managed and corresponded from the bank's email account, relative to the estate of Gordon Sileski, preparation of last will and testament, title work for 603 Dover Road property, purchase of a MetLife auto and home insurance policy and agreement, and payment terms for the Stengel family HSA health and dental insurance plan. Mr. Oswald issued a personnel memorandum via email correspondence to all bank employees, in notification of the employee's termination, and a request to forward all future marketing correspondence to his attention until further notice. On the afternoon of Wednesday, January 27, 2010, Mr. Oswald received email correspondence at 4:55 p.m., regarding the marketing position, which included a file attachment containing a resume, from Mindy Lipsey of Owings Mills, Maryland. Mr. Oswald contacted Ms. Lipsey on Thursday, January 28, 2010, to inquire the nature of her correspondence, with consideration that it was an internal bank matter and not public knowledge or an advertised position. Ms. Lipsey communicated, she heard it through the grapevine. When Mr. Oswald requested clarification, she stated, "Susie Sileski or Stengel?" Mr. Oswald thanked her for her time. Prepared by Christopher T. Oswald, Senior Vice President, and Chief Operating Officer. Date, January 28, 2010.
Let me tell you, my feeling on it was that I was overqualified for the job.
15. Attached as exhibit number 31 is a series of emails written by 5 different individuals. The emails are obviously a product of Miss Zaleski's coaching, especially in light of the email of December the 17th, 2010, where Mr. Barrison is instructed on how to word his email to Mr. Stengel.
From Kelly Weinberg to Mr. Stengel. Thursday, December 16th, 2010, at 3:15 p.m. Mark, I find these emails intimidating, stressful and upsetting. Do not email me or CC me in another email. If you do, I will bring this to the attention of the Baltimore County State's Attorney Office. Kelly Weinberg. From Sarah Blattner to Mr. Stengel. Thursday, December 16th, 2010, at 5:49 p.m. Mark, I find these emails intimidating, stressful and upsetting. Do not email me or CC me in another email. If you do, I will bring this to the attention of the Baltimore County State's Attorney Office. Sarah Blattner. From Marcia Treese to Mr. Stengel. Thursday, December 16th, 2010, at 9:42 p.m. Mark, I find these emails intimidating, stressful and upsetting. Do not email me or CC me in another email. If you do, I will bring this to the attention of the Baltimore County State's Attorney Office. Marcia Treese. From Tamara Bensky to Mr. Stengel. Friday, December 17th, 2010, at 9:07 a.m. Mark, I find these emails to be completely unnecessary and offensive. Do not email me or CC me in another email. If you do, I will bring this to the attention of the Baltimore County State's Attorney Office. Tamara Bensky. From Susie@onivatours.com. Sent, Friday, December 17th, 2010, 11:44 a.m. To Michael Barrison. Subject, regarding, secure email address. The email to him should state the following, from my attorney's mouth. Mark, I find these emails to be offensive and unnecessary. Do not email me or CC me in another email. If you do, I will bring this to the attention of the Baltimore County State's Attorney Office. Signed. Your legal name.
16. Exhibit number 32 is an email to Scott Stengel from Miss Zaleski dated July the 12th, 2014. Scott is a second-year law student at the University of Baltimore. The ground rules established by Miss Zaleski that would enable Scott to speak with Alex Amaya are nothing less than Hitleresque.
From Susie Zaleski. Date, July 12, 2014, at 8:57 p.m. To Scott Stengel, Alex Stengel, at boyslatinmd.com, Maya Stengel. CC, Leon Berg, Legal Leon, at AOL.com.
Subject, communication with the kids. Scott. I was pleased to hear that you reached out to your brother and sister. Alex and Maya were really happy to hear from you. And yes, your phone number was blocked from their cell phones. I'm not sure I understand why when Alex returned your call, to Jonah's cell, that it actually rang to your cell phone, unless you set up calls from Alex to relay to your phone. Anyway, the only reason it was ever blocked was due to your behavior. I hope we can move past that now and into a healthy relationship for you and the kids. I had a conversation with Alex about how I felt about your call today. We have a very good, honest relationship and we've come a long way. We've worked hard at establishing trust and communication and we focus on honesty and I'm not interested in that changing now. So I asked him why he told you that we were going to Florida this summer and he said he didn't want to tell you we were heading to Boston. We see Mike and Adam a lot and the kids have a great relationship with both of them. There isn't anything to hide. We are also going to Oregon at the end of the summer to visit the Blattners and celebrate Aliyah's bat mitzvah. I want you to know that I specifically told Alex that your call made me quite nervous because of your past actions. Those actions are why I was advised to block your communications. I hope that I can keep the lines of communication open. It will be up to you and how you choose to interact with your brother and sister for the lines to remain open. So here are my ground rules for communicating with my kids, and they are non-negotiable for now. Unfortunately, although I trust Alex and Maya, I haven't been able to trust you. So here are my rules. 1. All calls will be put on speakerphone and I will listen to your conversations. Alex heard you speaking to your dad and knows that Mark was listening to the call today. 2. All emails and texts initiated by Alex or Maya will be reviewed by me before they are sent to you. 3. All emails from you will be read by me, and if I feel they are inappropriate, the communication between you and your siblings will, once again, end. Topics that are off limits: anything at all related to the divorce, anything that has to do with me personally, professionally, or legally, anything that has to do with our personal family activities. Topics that are not off limits: school, sports, music, Xbox games, the Ravens, the Orioles, each of your respective pets, activities the kids are involved. 4. Text messages will also be pre-read, and if you text Alex or Maya, I will read them. No privacy. No secrecy. If I choose to respond to you, I will. 5. Xbox. Alex uses a headset. He also plays at times when I am in bed, not asleep, but not in the same room with him. He will not be allowed to play with you on a headset, and he must let me know when the two of you are playing, so that I can monitor the conversation. If your father is playing with Alex, I need to know, and your father is not, to communicate with Alex or Maya, per the consent order. Thus, no texting in Xbox is allowed. If all goes well, I will relax the rules. But for now, it's the way it has to be. If you can abide by these rules, I am happy to have you interact with Alex and Maya. I told Alex that I would update you on their lives. I also told him that you could share this information with their dad.
This matter is set for trial on January the 22nd, 2015. I request that you seriously consider the content of this letter. It is but the tip of Miss Karceski's deceit. There are a number of crimes that she should be charged and prosecuted for. As it now stands, in my opinion, the wrong person is charged. Kindly contact me when you have reviewed this letter. In conclusion, if you have not heard enough, please pay special attention to Miss Karceski's display in front of her daughter, Maya, her finger. How precious is that? Thank you. Very truly yours, Richard M. Karceski.
The next minute contains 3 pages of the 30-page criminal filing.
State of Maryland versus Mark Stengel. Criminal case number 03-K-14-0997. Scott D. Schellenberger, State's Attorney for Baltimore County.
Jill P. Savage, Assistant State's Attorney for Baltimore County.
Scott D. Schellenberger, State's Attorney for Baltimore County.
Jill P. Savage, Assistant State's Attorney for Baltimore County. May 21, 2014. Jill P. Savage, Assistant State's Attorney for Baltimore County. Witnesses: 1. Alexander Stengel. 2. Maya Stengel. 3. Susan Karceski. 4. Mark Dickel, Baltimore County Sheriff's Office. 5. Family Violence Representative. Witnesses: 1. Alexander Stengel. 2. Maya Stengel. Witnesses: 1. Alexander Stengel. 2. Maya Stengel.
Day December 18th, the day I finally broke out of prison.
Witnesses: 1. Alexander Stengel. 2. Maya Stengel.
It's August 26th at 9 a.m. and if anyone hears this, I just want to stay with my dad. By that I mean like full custody with my dad.